having your visa application refused can be a very frustrating and upsetting experience, apart from the fact that you would lose your hard-earned money in the form of application fee. UK visa refusal is a regular occurrence, and the Home Office has absolutely no problem handing out these as long as you do not meet the requirement. So you may be wondering if a visa application you have put in or are planning to put in can be guaranteed. Well, the simple answer is no, but what you can do on your part is that you make sure that you submit as much as possible a strong application. Okay, you do your part, you play your part by putting in your best, providing all the documents that are required and everything that you're asked to do. Just do your part and leave the rest to the Home Office, since they are the final decision makers when it comes to you getting a visa. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jabaki, and if this is the first time you are joining me on this channel, you are most welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel before leaving, and if you are a returning subscriber, you are much appreciated. In today's video, I'm just going to share with you some few reasons why the UK Home Office may deny someone their visas. This is just to help you to be informed of what happens, at times, and also how best you would be able to put in a strong application that would enable you get the visa that you have applied for. So if this is something that you are interested in, then watch this video to the end. The first reason I would want us to look at is incomplete documentation and leaving blanks on your forms. So if you do not submit all the documents that you are asked to bring along to the UK Visa Application Center, or if they ask you to bring originals and you do not send originals but rather copies, photocopies, then you stand the chance of your visa being refused. So in this case, you have to make sure that if they ask you for originals, then please send originals, and you can even decide to have photocopies on the side just in case they decide also to take those. And also, if you are being sponsored, okay, if you are receiving sponsorship from someone in the UK, an invitation letter is not enough. Just invitation letter is not enough. You also need documents such as the person's bank statement, or even sometimes evidence of their accommodation in the form of tenancy agreement, or sometimes also you would need the biodata section of their current visas or passports in the UK. Okay, so all of these documentations would have to be provided along with the invitation letter if you are being sponsored by someone to the UK. In regards to leaving blank spaces, sometimes people may not understand the questions that is being asked, and because of that they just leave the space blank, or they may think that the question that is being asked is not valid enough, so because of that they leave the space empty. So this is something that you should never do. If you don't understand any question on the visa application form, do well to ask someone who knows, or the right person who will be able to help you to understand what is being asked, so that you provide an answer for that. Or else if you leave it blank, then you should be expecting that you may be refused. So please, every single question that they ask you on the form is important. They want an answer to that, so try as much as possible not to leave any blank spaces. And if in doubt, or if you don't understand any question, then you do well to ask the right person, so that you'll be able to fill that answer correctly. The next reason for visa refusals is irregular fund transfer shown on your bank statement. Usually when you are coming to the UK, you are required to, show evidence of funds available to you, funds that you can personally use and is accessible by you. So sometimes you would find people having large amounts of transfers into the accounts just prior to their visa applications. Okay, so when this happens, the Home Office actually gets suspicious. It sort of raised concerns as to whether the money is really yours or you just borrowed it to inflate your account so as to prove, you know, your funds to them. So if this is not the case, if it's not just to inflate your account and it's something that you have earned, such as, let's say, rent, or you've gotten some inheritance, or you've gotten money in one way or the other, a large amount of money, just make sure that you have documentations to prove that. Add that one to your application, and you can add a letter to that effect, just to show that this amount is really yours, you got it from this source, that source. Add evidence so that they would see that, okay, you didn't just go and borrow the money to inflate your account, but rather you got it from this source and that source. Okay, so that they would know that you are not just trying to, you know, deceive them and inflate your accounts, but rather it's something that you have gotten from proceeds or other means. Not providing evidence for relationship can also lead to visa denial. It is a must for you to show evidence of your relationship when you are providing the supporting documents for your visa application. So if you state that you're married to somebody, then you should be ready to provide your marriage certificate to prove that. And if you are also stating that someone is your child and you are bringing them over to the UK as a dependent, then you should also provide evidence that this is my child, showing their date of birth and everything, their birth cert, it has all of that on it. So you should be able to provide that as well. So this is something that you should bear in mind at all times, as much as possible, where it is applicable and where it is possible to do that. Kindly do that. Provide every evidence needed to prove your relationship when you are applying for your visa. Another reason for visa denials is inadequate maintenance funds. See, coming to the UK, they want to make sure that when you come here, you are not going to be a burden on the government. You're not going to access their limited public funds, okay, or rough sleep on the streets or anything like that. So they usually would want to make sure that you have enough money on you, whether you are coming to visit or even relocating here for the first few months. They want to make sure that you have an amount of money that you are able to use to take care of yourself, an amount of money that you are able to use to get your return tickets if you are coming to visit. So this is something that they check and make sure that you have your own personal income that is available to you and you can easily access. So if you don't have that funds or that money in your accounts that you can easily access, then they will not let you come in. You are likely to be refused a UK visa because they don't want you to be a burden on the society, a burden on the government when you get here. So that is one reason why someone's visa may be denied. Undisclosed criminal records can lead to visa refusal. So usually when you are filling your application form, you are asked if you've had any criminal convictions or whatsoever. So in this case, you would have to tell the truth whether you've had any convictions or not. So whether you are aware of it or not also does not really matter, whether intentionally or unintentionally disclosed or not disclosed, you will stand the chance of having your visa, you know, refused. So make sure that you are aware of your condition, whether you have any case or not, and then so that you'll be able to provide the right information, the truthful information, because in these days that we are in, everything is possible. They are able to find out whether you have any criminal record or not. So please, in your own interest, try and state the truth, so that if they feel they will give it to you, you've already served your term and they want to give it to you, they'll do it, or else you will stand a chance of having your visa refused. One other reason for visa refusals is disorderly placed documents. Usually the Home Office may ask you to place the documents in a particular way, or use maybe a particular ink color, or whichever instruction may be given on the application form. Make sure that you follow it, because the Home Office gets hundreds of, or should I even say thousands of applications, visa applications, every week or even every day. And you would want to, as much as possible, make their work easy for them, okay, by just following the instructions, whether they want you to, you know, place the document in a particular order, or use a particular ink color, or even write in capital letters or lowercase letters. Just follow the instructions and do as you are asked to do, so that they would, you know, be able to easily go through your application and give you your visa. Other than that, since they are going through a lot of documents and you place yours anyhow, and they have to be rearranging and trying to find where is this, where is that one, and everything is all over the place, then they may not have the time to go through all of that. Okay, so please make sure that everything is placed correctly and in order as they have asked you to do. The reason why your UK visa application may be refused is when you do not disclose a previous visa refusal to any other country, or certain elements of your travel and immigration history. So usually the UK would want to find out if you have been denied visa before, and it would be very good and beneficial to you that you state the truth. If you have been denied a visa before, you stated, yes, I have been denied a visa before. And also they would want to know how well you have complied with immigration rules in other countries, not just on former visits to the UK, but also on visits to other countries, especially other Western countries such as the US, Canada, Australia, and others. Okay, they would want to know whether you have complied fully. For instance, if you went on a visit to the US and you weren't allowed on your visa to work, they would want to know, did you work or did you not work? They want to know, did you overstay your visit or not? Because if you overstayed your visit there, or you worked when you were not required to work, then they would be concerned about you coming to the UK on a visit visa, because you did the same in another country. You worked when you weren't required to work, and so you do the same thing also in the UK. So they would want to find out all of that, if you did that, whether you actually complied with the visa rules or not. And these days it's very easy for them to verify that information, because the Western countries especially, they share information amongst them, travel and immigration information, so they are able to know whether you did a particular thing or not. So it would be in your best interest to state the truth whatever the case is, whether you think it will be against you or not. Just make sure that you state the truth, because they are able to verify. So make sure that you state the truth, and if you have broken such rules, it is very likely that your visa application may be refused. Okay, one other reason why someone's visa may be denied is when there is an unclear visa category. So if you're coming to the UK and your paperwork does not match the main purpose for which you are traveling, then that raises a bit of a concern, and your visa stands the chance of being denied. Okay, for instance, if you state that you are coming to the UK for a tourist, you know, visit, and your paperwork is showing or proving that it's a business visit, then that's, you know, raises a bit of a concern, and they will be wondering what you are really coming to do in the UK. Are you really here as a genuine visitor or not? Okay, so you have to be very careful when presenting such supporting documents, and also stating your purpose of travel. Make sure that everything matches, the right documents are provided for the right purpose, so that you will not, you know, sort of bring down your chances of getting your visa. One other reason why people may have their visa refused, especially when it comes to visit visa, is unclear itinerary or purpose of visit. If you say you're coming to the UK to visit as a tourist, then you should have accommodation, a place where you stay when you come here. You should have the list of places you'll be visiting, where you'll be visiting, what you would want to see in the UK. And also, you know, you should have knowledge of some of the tourist places in the UK. This reminds me of someone who they claim, I don't know how true that is, but claim that they claim was coming to the UK to visit, and they asked him, where do you intend visiting in the UK? Where are some of the places that you would want to visit when you are allowed to enter the country? And he said, I would want to go and see the Birmingham Palace. And Birmingham Palace? We have nothing like Birmingham Palace in the UK. It's Buckingham Palace. That is the place where tourists usually go to. If maybe they have a palace in Birmingham, that's fine. But it's usually Buckingham Palace. That is where people come to see. That is where our former queen used to reside, you know, officially. So that is just by the way. Okay, so you should know where you're going to. You should know the places, the tourist places where you'll be visiting, okay, and have a place you're gonna live at, have some money on you. So this would state or show the visa officials that, hey, you know why you're coming here, and you are just coming to do that, and when you're done you go back. Okay, that is something that is very important to them, that especially when it comes to the visit visa. Okay, so be able to show them step by step, day by day, activity by activity, what you're going to do if you're coming here as a tourist. And finally, one other reason why someone may be refused a visitor's visa especially is when they are not able to prove strong ties with their home country. So if you are coming to the UK to visit, it is expected that when you're done with your visit, you go back to your home country. And so if you are not able to prove involvement or strong ties with your home country, in your community back at home, or with family back at home, then they would be concerned about the fact that you would not return back to your country when your visit comes to an end. So it is up to you to prove that when you are done with your visit, you would go back home. And usually this can be evidence in the fact that you have a job back at home. Maybe you have a spouse back at home, or children that you must go back and take care of, or you have something doing back at home. So if you have a job, then that means that you should provide a letter of leave from your employer, a letter showing that this person works in this company and he or she is just taking a leave and will come back to the work. Something to prove that you have that job and you would come back to that job. Okay, so all of these are things that shows, prove that you would come back to your country. So please, it's very necessary that you show evidence and proof. It's so needful when you are applying for your UK visa, and that strong tie must be there that you would return back to your country when you're done with visiting. So this is something that you should bear in mind, because they don't want you to come and, you know, stay here or overstay your visit, especially when you're coming, you don't have a job back at home, or you don't have anything tying you down or tying you back to your country. Then you stand a chance of having your visa, your visit visa, denied. So these are some of the reasons why someone's UK visa application may be refused. I hope this video has been useful, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So till we meet again, take care of yourselves, keep safe, and it's bye for now.